morning. So this year, I wasn't actually planning on hosting a holiday party, but through some requests and suggestions, I caved as I usually do when my husband wants me to do something. So we're having a holiday party this year, and it's going to be small. How many people are coming? I think between 10 and 15 people. It's really straightforward. Plus the family, it can be up to 20 people. I was thinking for this year, instead of cooking the foods that I usually cook, I thought I would have a soul food dinner. Growing up in Louisiana, this book, Talk About Good, was always in my house. This is put together by the Junior League in Louisiana. But these recipes, in my heart of hearts, I know was these are the recipes of their Black housekeepers. And this is very much Louisiana cooking. I thought I'd go through this book and maybe find some ideas. I'm definitely gonna make collards because I have so many greens in my backyard. I haven't cooked oxtail in so many years, but it's not expensive here like it is in the States. It's actually affordable like it used to be in the States. If I don't do oxtail, I'll probably do some beef ribs. In this book, what I love about this book is there's some ideas and concepts that it just brings forward into mind. So right here is the first section. It's Mardi Gras. It's showing me different beverages that I can make. We've got cocktails, we've got coffees, desserts. I'm thinking for dessert, maybe doing like a hot chocolate using Spanish chocolate and milk and then seasoning it with coffee. There's so many things you can do. There's hors d'oeuvres in here. For the invitees, I told them to either bring an hors d'oeuvre or a dessert, so I don't actually have to think about desserts so hard. So thinking about the hot chocolate and get one of those big old bars of chocolate and melting it down as anybody wants some. And then we have our espresso maker, not one of those $2,000 ones. We have a simple espresso maker at home, and then we also keep a mocha pot as well. There's hot eggnog recipe and a cold eggnog recipe, which is sufficient for 10 people. So it's eggs, sugar, rum, bourbon, heavy cream, and milk. I'm not in the mood to make a thick drink. Maybe I'll make it for this Christmas, just for the family, just to make a thick drink for a holiday party. I don't think it'll be popular. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. The first time I held this party, I actually made my own type of sangria. It was really good. It was delightful. Actually, nobody drink like people here don't drink sangria. It's actually for the tourists, but I thought it would be fun to make some sangria. It was just white wine, fruit, and what made it really taste good was adding caseta into it, and people kept drinking it. So I'm not doing that again, but it was delightful. We've got breads, preserves, jellies, gumbos. I am definitely not making a gumbo for that party. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We got vegetables and sauces, artichokes Benedict, asparagus, beans. So I'm making collards. What other vegetable? My daughter, she wants to make mac and cheese, which is not a vegetable, but it is a side dish. So maybe I'll add one more vegetable to the fray. Okra. Oh. So I asked my husband for Christmas for him to put up that greenhouse that we've had in the backyard for a little over 2 years now. And I think I could grow my own okra in that greenhouse once it is up. So y'all tell Roberto to put up the greenhouse, please. We've got seafoods, fish. I'm not going to make seafoods. We've got poultry, not making that. We've got meats. Now, let's see if they have a nice little oxtail recipe. I doubt it. It's the Junior League. That's not a recipe that they would pull from their housekeepers. And that's one of those recipes that the housekeeper would make at home. You're not going to tell me these ladies in the Junior League in Louisiana were making Mexican food. There's this whole section called Comidas de Mexico. Okay. They were not a part of the Junior League in the 1960s, no less. Anyway, I think one of these videos I'll show you what I end up making. And I'll share the recipes. No, that's a lie. I'm not going to share the recipes because I actually don't follow the recipes. I taste it to my own preferences. So the recipe is more of a guideline, it's an inspiration, and then I do what I do with what I do, right? So, oh, you should see these desserts. in here. You're not going to tell me that the junior league was making flan, because flan is a recipe in here. Also, oh, bananas Foster. I believe I learned how to make candy from this book. Um, this is not the one that I grew up with. This one, we bought a new version because the one we had, I mean, it was always in my life. The one we had fell apart. So it was time to buy a new one. I don't remember when we bought this one. Maybe it was when I went to Nolans with my mom and my daughter. My mom drove up to Orlando from Miami, and then we took her car from Orlando to New Orleans. The drive is like 11 hours or something like that. We spent a couple days in New Orleans at the Waldorf, which was fantastic. We stayed in a suite. It was a beautiful suite. It was the Waldorf suite, and we just explored on our own without family obligation. And yes, we visited family while we were there, but it was just we behaved we behaved like tourists in a town that we spent many, many years in, and it was fantastic. Um, but that was probably when we picked up this one, because the one at my mom's house was all torn and tattered. This recipe is diabetes. Okay, it's a cake made with dates, but okay, it's dates, it's sugar. So you have a pound of dates and you have a cup and a half of sugar. How sweet is this cake, Mrs. Tad Montgomery? So the with each of the recipes, it tells you who submitted it. So Mrs. Tad Montgomery Sr., um, I don't know. I don't know if she calls him Tad or Thad, because his name is probably Thaddeus Montgomery Sr. Anyway, she has submitted that recipe, but she's also submitted a recipe called Summer Fruitcake, which is a box of graham crackers, a bottle of red cherries, dark raisins, broken pecans, and condensed milk. Like, this lady is rolling in sugar. I swear the Montgomerys of Lafayette, Louisiana have diabetes running through their family. And if you hear my Louisiana accent come out, please pardon that. Anyway, I hope to use this book to give me some inspiration for recipes. Like I said, I'm already thinking oxtails. If I can't do oxtails, then I'll probably do beef ribs, because in my mind, beef ribs, I can have a rib per person, just one rib, and you're good. My daughter, she's like, oh, mom, nobody wants to pick up ribs. My goal in making these ribs is to make them tender. There's this thing that's trending online called tendernism. I want tendernism ribs. I want them to just kind of want to fall off the bone. You don't have to worry about it. So you just take your fork and eat it like that. Um, Definitely collard greens, because I love my collard greens. And that's something I can make the day before and heat up, and it tastes better that way. And then with the macaroni and cheese, the only problem with the mac and cheese is there's no sour cream here. I did find sour cream packets at Mercadona. I just need to try it out before making the mac and cheese, make sure it actually tastes like sour cream. So far, I only have two dishes. What do we make? This is what I'm working from. And then I'm so excited that I have a subscription to Lingo Pie, because my husband is like, get your Spanish citizen now. I've been eligible for a little more than a year. I've let the language be my barrier. With everything that I'm doing, with all the activities that I have, it really is easy to lose focus on what is really important. I'm gonna look for something to watch and some things to play. You've got I'm on the explore page right now. You've got explore, stories, games. I have a library. So I'm gonna try and start adding things to the library, and so that when I get overwhelmed with, or when I need a break from the work I'm always doing, because the YouTube videos on my other channel, they take about 20 hours for me to produce. And I have to be mindful to step away. Like yesterday, I started working at 9 a.m. and I didn't finish until 10 p.m. And then I still found myself playing in the comments long after the video posted. So I just want to make sure that when it's time for me to have a break, that I can have my Lingo Pie here and make that a part of my daily activity, make it something that just fits right into my life. All right, I still haven't decided what I'm going to make for the party. So instead of worrying about it, we're gonna go into town and have a coffee and pincho. Let's go. Just came back from having coffee and I still don't know what we're gonna do. So how about I show you instead something that I've been trying to do for 3 years since moving back here to Asturias, and we finally got to do. I don't dress like I live in the British countryside. No, I live in the Spanish countryside. Let's go.
It's that one really close. It's incredible. Let's go this way, I guess. What did you find? Jump.
Venga, trae, que te cojo yo el bolso. ¿No quieres que te quite el bolso? No, pero el bolso no te tienes que sin bolso.
Thank you. I have the menu. This was very helpful in inspiring ideas. What the problem that ended up happening was I couldn't figure out another side. The collard greens, they're the vegetable, so I had to come up with another starch. My daughter is definitely making the macaroni and cheese, and I had a hard time figuring out what other starch to put with this to go with the oxtail. And while the oxtail isn't specifically soul food, it's more Caribbean in my opinion, but then it is soul food. I don't know what it is. You'll tell me in the comments. But to go with the oxtail, I had to figure out the next thing. So let me tell you what I came up with. Now, keep in mind that the guests, they're each bringing either an appetizer or a dessert. If we end up dessert heavy, oh well. If we end up appetizer heavy, we won't. But what I'm cooking is going to be really filling, so it really actually won't matter. I knew I wanted to do oxtail, collard greens, because that's what I have in my backyard. My daughter wanted to do mac and cheese, and I had to figure out what else to go with it. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to make cornbread or if I'm just going to buy a loaf, fresh, a few bars of bread from the store. What I do miss is those Hawaiian rolls too, but I just want to manage my time and what I'm able to do and not overextend myself. So the cornbread may be next, but I'll tell you in the video about the preparation what we ended up doing. But that other starch, I couldn't figure out what it was going to be. And then I thought, let me think about grandma and what she was saying. How did she put it? She got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, frogs, um, chicken, turkey, rabbit, you name it. I was like, wait, potatoes. I'll just make a simple mashed potato. When I told my daughter that I was making mashed potatoes, she said, ooh. So I know it's a good choice. Everybody should enjoy themselves if they've never had soul food, which most of them probably haven't had before. So it'll be a new flavor experience for them. It's going to be a lot of spices. It's not going to be spicy though. My husband can't have spicy. He has very bad reactions with his body, so it won't be spicy, but it definitely will be spiced. I look forward to making everything and presenting everything, and I'm going to take you guys along with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're not subscribed, please do so that you can see what comes next on these 12 days of Christmas. Okay, bye.